the zivug of the cow is called an ox. This means that since the malchut of the covenant is called a cow, zzsolt, which is connected to her, is called an ox. This is why it is written, his firstborn bullock, majesty is his, and his horns are the wild ox. Majesty is his means that beauty and majesty extend from the illumination of the left, which is called an ox. But this is not an ordinary ox, like the oxen of the rest of the world. Rather, his horns are the horns of a wild ox, meaning his horn is superior to all the others. Hence, with them he shall gall the peoples, all of them, even the ends of the earth. The exposing in their circumcision extends the mochin of illumination of Chokhmah from the left side of Zerampin, which is called the face of an ox. In a place where there is exposing, it is the ox, the form of the left. Also, the discernment of Malchut in the covenant, which receives from him, is called a cow. And Moses praises him, his firstborn bullock, majesty is his. However, to bring him out of the left in the klipot, he says, and his horns are the horns of the wild ox, meaning that his horn is superior to all the others. This is so because horns means illuminations, such as the skin of his face sent forth beams, and all the oxen that are not from the high holy Merkavah extend the left down. But Joseph's horn, the high beam, extend from below upward. 220. This means that anyone who keeps the sign of this holy imprint, those two high degrees connect to keep him in everything and to crown him with the glory. This is why Joseph was rewarded with 2 kingdoms, his own and that of his son Yerovam. Since King Solomon clung to the foreign women, the kingship was given to Yerovam, and this is why the covenant is the fond of the most. 221. A man who bears a son is tied to divinity. This is the door of all the upper doors, a door that connects to the holy name Havaya, where each sphira is a door to one above it. Also, the blood that comes out of the child during the circumcision is kept before the Creator, and when Dinim awaken in the world, the Creator notices that blood and saved the world. This is why it is written, and he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, since the 8th day implies to Binah, from below upward. Also, illumination of the face of an ox extends to the left arm of Binah, hence the need to wait for the 8th day, as it is written, or if due to strength, 80 years, meaning he extends his life from Binah, the 8th Sphira. 222. The world is perfumed by the chesed through the blood of circumcision, and all the world persist. It is written, if my covenant is not day and night, I have not appointed the ordinances of heaven and earth. If my covenant is very well, but why the need to write day and night? 223. 2 spheres, Zerampin and Malchut, and they are the door for all the other spheres. One is Din, Malchut, and one is Rachamim, Zerampin, and they are perfumed in one another, male and female. On the side of the male Zerampin, there is Chesed. On the side of the female, Malchut, there is Din. One is white, and one is red. And to be perfumed in one another, they connect to one another. This covenant is gripped in them, in the day and in the night, in Din and in Chesed, in Malchut and in Zerampin. First in Din, as it is written, let his left arm be under my head. And then there is Chesed in him, and he is perfumed in Chokhmah and Chasadim. This is the covenant, called day and night, as it is written, if my covenant is not day and night, meaning that he grips both Zerampin, day, and Malchut, called night. 224. One who is rewarded with properly keeping this covenant and did not sin in it his whole life is a merkavat yesod and is gripped to the day and to the night, which are zon, like the yesod. Also, he is rewarded with two worlds, this world and the next world. This is why Abraham is called whole, as it is written, walk before me and be wholehearted. When he is called wholehearted, which means whole, it is when he is rewarded with day and night. As it is written, by day the Lord will command his mercy, and in the night his song shall be with me. Abraham inherited both, but the chesed did not fully exist in him until he was circumcised. When he was circumcised, chesed persisted in him, and he was rewarded with both, and was called whole. 225. It is written, as he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. The tent door is the 10th sphira of the king, Malchut, the door to every holy tabernacle of the rest of the sphirot. King David called it a door, as it is written, open to me the gates of righteousness, meaning Malchut. It is also written, this is the gate of the Lord. In the heat of the day means that the light of Chesed Zerampin shines, meaning the part of Abraham's lot. And as he sits in the tent door, Malchut, he sits in Zerampin, in his Chesed, which is called in the heat of the day. And both existed in him when he was circumcised. This is why it is called covenant of day and night. It is written, the Lord will pass over the door. This means that on this door, which is Malchut, there is Chesed, so the door will be perfumed. For this reason, and will not allow the destroyer. 226. When the proselyte is circumcised and comes under the wings of divinity, he is called proselyte by righteousness, but not more. He is a proselyte by righteousness because he was rewarded with entering the sphira called righteousness, meaning Malchut. And you say day and night that the circumcised is rewarded with both, meaning Zerampin too. 227. One who comes from a holy root and a seed of truth is not like one who comes from an evil seed and from the root of the evil and harsh disgust. It is written about Israel, yet I planted you a choice vine, wholly a seed of truth. It is written about the nations of the world, whose flesh is as the flesh of asses, and whose ejaculation is like the ejaculation of horses. 228. For this reason Israel are holy, the seed of truth, a seed that was perfumed on Mount Sinai, and whose every filth has been taken off. For this reason they will perfume all come the holy sign of day and night, to be whole in everything. But it is hard to remove the filth from the nations of the world, even as much as 3 generations. And certainly this is why he is called a proselyte of righteousness, since he only entered the Sphira Malchut, called righteousness, but not Zerampin. 229. As for the idol worship nations, before they are circumcised, they are in the lower Ktarim, which are not holy, and the spirit of impurity is over them. Once they have been converted and circumcised, they are in the holy Keter, atop the rest of the lower Ktarim and Malchut, and a holy spirit is over them. But Israel are holy, sons of holy ones, in seed and root. They are perfumed on Mount Sinai and entered the complete and holy faith. When they are circumcised, they are in everything, in Zerampin and in Malchut, which are called day and night. As it is written, for you that adhere to the Lord your God are alive, every one of you this day.
Questions, yes.
Eitan from the Eilat group and Dror from Virtual group, what's the importance of reading Torah during the lesson, and rather than just listening to the reader? How can you connect the two?
there's not. You can use the Book of Zohar is only for Skula, for remedy, and you can learn from it. Yeah, quite like you can learn from Tas. And the Havaya is Havaya, and the structure of the worlds, but it's not a book for learning from. You can learn a few beautiful details about what the Zohar is talking about that no one else is talking about.
We have
from the whole complete Zohar, from what they wrote, we only have 10%. They wrote it as an interpretation of the Torah, of all the books of Torah. And it was really, if it was the original Zohar, it would be 3, what we have now is 3 books, and what they originally wrote, it would be maybe 30 books. It would really be like that. They wrote a lot. But even then, we have to understand that there's a divine providence that we have to receive it specifically in this way for our generation. And that's what we need to remedy Skula for our souls. And what will be revealed later, it might even be the whole book of Zohar. Maybe not. Because then we will be Kabbalists with attainment. I don't know. We need to understand that right now what we're reading, it's not as an educational textbook.
A student from England, when the Creator sends an illness, he wants to actually bring the person closer to him. How can you actually use this situation to actually go above my ego?
It's not a preferable way to be in illness, to have these disturbances. Without a choice, the Creator returns us to the good. What's preferable is that we'll feel it's good with a lot of forces and awakening, and from there we will get to attainment. But it's impossible. It's not possible. But we need to believe that ideally a person would be able to do it. It's enough to have some small awakening, and from that I'm already like a baby who's born, cries when he's born. From the great efforts of the birth, it's enough for all of his life. Really like that. But as we see, that it's impossible. The disturbances, we need to praise them. Be considerate of them, to pay attention to them and praise them, and to use them correctly. Please continue. The waters of Noah. Item 230. For this is as the waters of Noah unto me. For as I have sworn that the waters of Noah should no more go over, it is written, the waters of the flood were upon the earth. It is also written, neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of the flood. But there it writes, the waters of the flood, and not the waters of Noah. And here it writes, the waters of Noah. And it also writes, for this is unto me. It should it not have said, for they are unto me. 231. When there are many righteous in the world, the Creator is glad and is praised by them. When there is a righteous in the world and he is in it, it is as though he casts peace in the world, which is Malchut, and the whole world is blessed through him, and he casts peace into the company above. It is written, or else let him take hold of my strength. Make peace unto me, peace let him make unto me. Two pieces are written here. Make peace unto me, instilling male and female Zeranpin and Malchut, and peace let him make unto me, when the patriarchs Chagat de Zeranpin are blessed. 232. What is the difference between make peace unto me and peace let him make unto me? When the patriarchs are blessed, meaning Chagat, it is said, peace let him make unto me. This is so because he puts peace before everything, since it is the most important. This is why it writes peace first. Peace let him make unto me. Make peace unto me does not put peace first here, since first the serpent that is with the Nukva, which is Malchut, must be removed, and then Zeranpin will come to be in his place with the Malchut. This is why he puts make first, making the correction of removing the serpent, and then the peace between Zeranpin and Malchut. 233. When there is a righteous in the world, Dinim do not awaken and do not govern the world, since a righteous man is a sign in the world, meaning zzsolt, which is called a sign, and the Creator wishes to honor him, hence the world exists because of him. 234. When people are guilty before the Creator and that righteous one is in the world, the Creator speaks with him, so he will ask for mercy for the world, and he will be appeased toward them. What does the Creator do? He speaks to him of those wicked ones in the world and tells him that he will do good only to him and will destroy all of them. What is the way of that righteous man? He will leave his own and takes himself to plead for the whole world, so the Creator will be appeased toward them. 235. How do we know this? From Moses. The Creator told him, Israel have sinned. They have made them a molten calf, and have worshipped it. He also said to him, Let me alone, that I may destroy them. At that time Moses said, If, because of my honor, Israel will be obliterated from the world, I would rather die, and let it not be said that I left the whole world for my own honor. Promptly, and Moses besought the Lord his God, and gave himself to death in several places for Israel. It is written, But now, if you will, forgive their sin, and if not, please blot me out from your book. Moses did not move from there until the Creator forgave Israel. As it is written, And the Lord repented of the evil which he said he would do unto his people. It is also written, And the Lord said, I have pardoned according to your word. 236. Concerning Noah, it is written, And God said unto Noah, The end of all flesh is come before me. Noah told him, And what will you do to me? He told him, But I will establish my covenant with you. Make for yourself an ark of gopher wood. He did not beseech mercy for the world, and the water came down and destroyed the people of the world. This is why it writes, The waters of Noah, for they were dependent upon him, since he did not beseech mercy for the world. 237. Hence the words, And Noah, man of the earth, began. Began means he shall not break his word, for it became secular. He is a man of the earth, because all the people were destroyed because of him, for he did not beseech mercy for them. Another interpretation, man of the earth, means that the earth existed thanks to him, after the former ones corrupted it. As it is written, I will never again curse the ground on account of man. 238. The waters of Noah are called so because he caused them to be called after his name by not having prayed for them. But what does this is unto me mean? The Creator said, The waters of Noah caused me to reveal this, meaning Malchut, in the world, appearing as the rainbow to protect the world. It is written, "As for me, this is my covenant with them." It is also written, and this is the token of the covenant. I have set my bow in the world. I have set my bow in the cloud to protect the world. In other words, the rainbow indicates that there is no one to watch over the world and pray for it, but I do for the honor of my name, which is implied in this. And who caused this to me? The waters of Noah, who did not pray and did not protect the world. 239. This is why the sign of a pious righteous is that the rainbow does not appear in his days, since in his days the world has no need for this token, because he protects the world with his prayer. And who is he? One who beseeches mercy for the world, and is worthy of protecting it, such as Rabbi Shimon, in whose days the world did not need this token, since that token is a sign in the world that there is no protector but the Creator. Okay? Wow, okay. Everyone's calm. Yes.
I want to ask, is there a state where the evil inclination agrees to go together with the good inclination?
It's a good question. It's a good question, yes. That the hero of heroes is one who also surrenders his evil inclination and works with it. And when does that happen? When he surrenders his evil inclination, overcomes it, acquires the quality of Binah, which is the quality of good, and when he's in the degree of Binah above reason, in order to bestow, then begins the desire to bestow, also starts to praise, which is to receive in order to bestow, which is then when the evil inclination isn't already evil anymore. It's working with him.
When the evil inclination
his enemies will also be complete with him.
As an allegory, when the evil inclination meets the Or Chasadim, does he not feel it as something good? I'm saying this specifically as a picture.
I'm trying to depict what you're saying, the evil inclination, and the Or Chasadim. That's already something good.
So you can't live with it in one glove.
Without the resistance, how can they live? When the plus and the minus, without the resistance, how is it possible?
But we say that has to. We say that the left line is like a shell on the right line. There can't be a left without the right. It's the left of the right.
What you're trying to say is the right line. The left line can only exist if we have the right line. Or are you asking how can there be a right without the left?
Well, those two states seem to be similar to me. That's the question. It can't be without a left line, without a right line, and no right line without the left line.
Until they have these lines. And then you just have the evil inclination. And you try to overcome it. There are no lines. When you're trying to overcome it, then you conquer it, and you try to run away from it, and then you try to raise it slowly, in order to bestow, to build from it, from the evil inclination. You start to build the forces of Binah. And when you're in Binah, then it's still not the quality of good. It's just the quality of bestowal. And when you're in Binah, you bring closer to it the desire to receive of Malchut, and then you have really the quality of good. Yeah, I need to explain it in processes. It was a good question. Okay, so we'll read a bit more.
240. There was no decree that was sentenced on the world from above that Rabbi Shimon did not revoke, as it is written, "The rock of Israel spoke to me. Ruler over men shall be the righteous. A righteous rules the fear of God. The Creator rules over man, who rules over the Creator. The righteous, the Creator sentences, and the righteous revoke." 241. Such was Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. One day he was sitting at the door of the gate to the city of Lod. He raised his eyes and he saw that the sun was shining. He blocked its light 3 times. Thus the light was darkened, and black and green was seen in the sun. He said to Rabbi Elazar, his son, "Follow me, my son, and we will see. A decree must have been declared above, and the Creator wishes to inform me. Indeed, that thing which was sent hangs above for 30 days, and the Creator does not act before he alerts the righteous. It is written, for the Lord God will do nothing, but he reveals his counsel until his servants, the prophets." 242. While they were walking in the vineyard, they saw a serpent came with its mouth open, blazing in the dust of the earth. Rabbi Shimon was disturbed, and his hands struck the serpent's head. The serpent went silent and lowered its mouth, and Rabbi Shimon saw its tongue dangling. He told it, "Serpent, serpent, go and tell the high serpent, which incites and slanders, that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is in the world." The serpent put its head into a hole in the ground, and Rabbi Shimon said, "I declare that as the lower serpent returned to the hole in the ground, the upper serpent will return to the hole of the great deep." 243. Rabbi Shimon whispered a prayer. While they were praying, they heard a voice saying, "The sentences have ceased. Return to your places. The strikes of the saboteurs are gone from the world because Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai cancelled them. Happy are you, Rabbi Shimon, that your master wishes for your best more than for all the people in the world. It is written about Moses, and Moses besought, meaning that he was sickened. But you, Rabbi Shimon, sentence, and the Creator keeps. He sentences, and you revoke." 244. In the meantime, he saw that the sun shone and that black was removed. Rabbi Shimon said, "It must be that the world has been polluted." He went into his house and interpreted, "For the Lord is righteous, he loves righteousness. The upright shall behold his face." What is his face? For the Lord is righteous, he loves righteousness. Because the upright shall behold his face, meaning the high faces of the people of the world, for they need to ask the Creator for mercy for everything they need. 245. What is the upright shall behold his face? These are the ancient days, the Sfirot of Atik, the hidden of all that are hidden, the Keter. And the days of the world are the Sfirot of Zerampin, which are called his face. They see each other in an upright way, what they should see, meaning the Panim of Zerampin sees the Panim of Atik, and the Panim of Atik sees the Panim of Zerampin in an upright way, without turning right or left. 246. When the Creator watches over the world and sees that the acts of people below are upright, Atik, which is Keter, appears in Zerampin, Tiferet, and all those Panim of Zerampin look at the hidden panim of Atik. Then all are blessed because they look at each other in an upright way, in the middle line, which leans neither to the right nor to the left. It is written about that, the upright shall behold his face, meaning that the faces of Atik and Zerampin look at each other in an upright way, in the middle line. And then they are all blessed, and water each other until all the worlds are blessed, and all the worlds are as one. At that time it is considered that the Lord is one and his name one. 247. And when the iniquities of the world increase, Atik is concealed, and they do not look face to face. Then Dinim awaken in the world, thrones are set up, and Atik, which is Keter, is concealed and not revealed, as it is written, I looked until thrones were set up, and Atik Yomin was sitting. Until thrones were set up are the upper Keters that water all the others to establish their existence. They are the patriarchs Chagat Zerampin, and Atik Yomin was sitting means that he was not revealed. He is considered sitting, because one who sits lowers his height, and then the wicked in the world turn the Rachamim into Din. From the side of Ima emerge Klipot, investigators of judgment and law. 248. From the side of Ima emerge Klipot, investigators of judgment and law, and cling to the engravings of the Tikvurah on the left line, Din, and rule over the Rachamim, as it is written, that are gathered together against the Lord. Now, that is on Zerampin, is called Havaya. At that time, the worlds are lacking, they are incomplete, and dispute awakens in all of them. 249. And when the people of the world improve their actions below, the dinim are perfumed and impregnated, and the rachamim awaken and rule over the evil that has awakened from the harsh din. And when the rachamim awaken, there are joy and comfort because they rule over. As it is written, and the Lord repented of the evil. He repented because the harsh din has surrendered and the rachamim ruled.